Hello everyone, I'm Chef N'Gai Dickerson with the American Heart Association, and welcome to Family Celebrations, Healthy Cooking with Heart. This series is brought to you by a generous donor in collaboration with the American Heart Association and employers in Eastern North Carolina to support longer, healthier lives for their employees. So this is another recipe that's awesome. This is our spring greens. We're going to use a little bit of arugula, some snow peas, and some baby spinach, okay? So we got to have our greens, and that's one of the things, please, when you have family events, try to put greens in there by any means. Now, you know, being in the South, one of the big things we love collard greens, but that's normally the only green you see, and that's the problem with it. So we want to have greens where they're still raw, okay? You want to have some roughage. You want to have something that you have to actually bite. And arugula is a new green, relatively new. People don't really know what arugula is, or they haven't tried it. But this is a good way to slide it in. But you want to put it with something sweet, okay? So apricot glaze is a good way. Apricot vinaigrette is an even better way. All right, so keep that in mind. Most people like salmon, and it's a good way to use any leftover salmon you might have had from an event. This is a really good dish. It has an apricot vinaigrette with it. We have to have a little bit of spice. So in the Carolinas, so we gotta have some spice, right? Not Texas Pete this time. We're just gonna use a little bit of red pepper flake. We have a little bit of turbinado sugar if we need to add it. Now, the apricot preserve is pretty sweet as it is, so I probably won't need that. But you never know what the company you use, so sometimes it might be a little bit bitter. Maybe you put too much vinegar in. But I like to try to make that mesh together slowly, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna always put together, the sugar, the sweetener, I should say for this dish, the sweetener, the vinegar, right? And my salt. I'm kind of start with that because then I can start letting this vinegar start to break down the sugar and the salt. You wanna do that, right? So if you are making your own coleslaw dressing, anything like that, that's what you kind of want to do first. Mix that in there. Let it kind of do its thing. Almond juice is also here, so I'm going to add some OJ to it. Now, the difference with this vinaigrette, we don't have any fat. Most of the time you have 2-to-1 ratio on fat and vinegar, okay? We're not really going to add that to it. We have this nice healthy fat that's with the salmon, so we won't worry about the fat. All right. I'll mix that in, add my red pepper flakes, a little more red pepper flakes. Make sure you add enough. Now, the sugar I added was a turbinado sugar, which is closer to the sugar cane. You want to stay away from the white sugar because it's just been pretty much processed and all the love taken out. That's what I call taking all the love out of it. So you want to make sure it should be a dark sugar, and you should use it sparingly. Another reason why you probably use that sparingly is because when you go to the grocery store and pick some up, it's about $7 for 2 pounds versus, one of the white sugar is like $7 for 10 pounds, right? So you're going to use it sparingly and when needed or as needed. So we're going to take a little bit of ginger this time, ginger root. I kind of pureed that up. I really enjoy ginger, so I'll usually add a little bit more. And I like these ingredients because you can add more and it's not really going to do anything, to hurt you, but you really want to watch the sugar. And we're going to add our apricot glaze. I'm not adding all of that, just enough to get the apricot flavor in there, or the apricot, depending where you're from. Okay. Now the salt that I used was a Himalayan salt, a pink Himalayan salt. It has more minerals and it just looks good, right? And plus the color, also when you add it, it makes you more aware of what you're adding because the color's different, right? At least it does that for me. So those tricks really help you kind of eat healthier without even knowing it. So the star is pretty much the vinaigrette, okay? We do have some rolls with the greens here, but that is the star, all right? Now there's no real cooking method here. We did take our salmon and cook that ahead of time, but that's something we can take cold. You can do this a cold salad or a hot salad, either one. And I like using these greens too, because you can also saute them up if you want to do that. You can blanch them really quick, and it goes a long way. Now, when I think about family celebrations, the furthest thing you see is salads all over the table. And, we in the Carolinas, we get a lot of meat, and then a little more meat, and just a little more meat. Or if we have vegetables, there's meat in the vegetables, right? So we want to get away from that. We want to do more salads. You'd be surprised when you put some, you see how this is very colorful. Everything has this color here, and people really respond well to that, And you say like an apricot-ginger vinaigrette, oh, it just sounds so much better than ranch dressing, right? You can't go wrong with that, but we have ranch dressing all the time, so we can not have that for a day or two. Now, with this, I'm gonna take my greens, just a little. I'm gonna add my peas first, my snow peas first. Now your dressing, you wanna make sure it coats it. That apricot is gonna help that process, right? Move some of this stuff out of my way. That's gonna help with that process. So going in here, really mixing that in. I'm gonna go in with my hands in a minute, but you just really wanna get in there and mix that up, okay? Now, having your red cabbage, okay? I mean, look at that color already, it's coming together nice. All right? Best tool in the kitchen, in my opinion, is gonna be your hands. So get in there and mix it on up. And that way, when someone says salad at your celebration, it's not, your basic iceberg lettuce or, something like that. People don't, we don't really get excited for iceberg lettuce, but we will get excited for arugula with ginger and apricot and salmon. It's a good dish. Now the recipe has the pouch salmon. You can get that from the store as well, but if you do have some leftovers, by all means, try to use that, okay? And what I'll do now is I'll plate this up a little bit later, and you get to see how that comes together. So I got, everybody's looking at me in the family kitchen now. Just kind of imagine yourself in the kitchen making this for your family, and everybody wants to eat. Now you're able to just put something together. You don't have to wait as long. You have to wait 4 to 5 hours, They tell me, hey, food will be ready at 5. It's more like 8 by the time we get it, okay? So keeping that in mind. But a lot of times, because we're cooking things that take a long time to cook, so we're cooking all the nutrients out, right? So this little salmon here goes, look at that. I mean, you can get the pouch one if you want to, right? If you're in that, but look at that. You can't really beat that, okay? Goes a long way. And if someone's having meat, now you have something that has the greens in it, but it also has really healthy protein. That's what it's all about, getting lean, healthy protein. So whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, you gotta try something special and make that something special, something healthy, all right? So just take the time and introduce new ingredients. The main thing is getting everybody around that family table again. So whatever you have to do, let's do it, let's get them there, all right?